It's been over a month since the terroristic attack happened in Israel that killed 1,200 Israelis by Hamas. And since then, there's been endless bombings in Gaza. We are told that the reason for the bombing is because Hamas has their headquarters inside hospitals, churches, schools, and everything else. There was a convoy of ambulance that were bombed as well. Like we always say, Israel has a right to defend itself. However, on the world stage now, the events that have been taking place for a month, over a month of bombing, indiscriminate bombing, without a goal in mind, has Israel not looking too favorable on the geopolitical world stage. But the bombings will not stop because this was always part of the plan. You see, why is this happening? There's always a reason. I'm not going to get into the discussion of what happened on October 7th, whose fault it was, and those kind of questions. This is not that video, though I have no problem asking that question. This is not that video. But we need to also look into why the ceasefire will never happen, who's really running the show, and why is this happening. This is not the first time Hamas has done some sort of coordinated attack on Israel, and it is not the first time that Israel has bombed Gaza. Or ethnic cleansing doesn't mean we're killing all of one race. It means we're pushing all of one race out of the way, or if we have to kill some of them, we will, but they have to go. And believe me, those people who live there have to go. Why? Because of something called the Leviathan natural gas reservoir. So let's go back in time before this attack. Now, this article is from the Jerusalem Post, and they tell you Netanyahu under fire for using Greater Land of Israel map at UN. Netanyahu used the map to illustrate a new era of peace in the Middle East that would include the Palestinians, but critics say he sent the opposite message. The new Israel placed the West Bank and Gaza within the boundaries of a sovereign Israel, meaning that whatever's left of Palestine, there would be no Palestine. It would all effectively become Israel. No greater insult to every foundational principle of the UN than seeing Netanyahu display before the UNGA a map of Israel that straddles the entire land from river to the sea. Wonder where we've heard that saying before. And people have been so sensitive about this saying. I do have an episode on this channel talking about the dark truth of the war. And you will see how the state of Israel came to be what it is. And of course, the UN would be upset because the UN made the rules for Israel, stating that Israel could not expand and settle in the land that was still allotted for the Palestinians who were already there. We're not talking about 5,000 years ago. We're talking about this current era. The Leviathan natural gas reservoir. Leviathan, with 22.9 TCF of recoverable gas, is the largest natural gas reservoir in the Mediterranean and one of the largest producing assets in the region. In February 2017, after intensive evaluation, the Leviathan partners took a final investment decision on executing phase 1A of the field's development plan. Production of natural gas from Leviathan began on December 31st, 2019, on time and on budget, and since has become a cornerstone of gas supply in Israel, Egypt, and Jordan. This is a map of the area. This is the little Gaza Strip is like right in the middle of the situation, and these are pipelines. So this area is in high demand. Amid ongoing war, BP and Eni, among firms, awarded gas exploration licenses in Israel. They always say in Israel, they're not going to say in Gaza. God forbid they say in Gaza. Israel announced on Sunday that 12 licenses have been awarded to 6 companies, including British multinational oil and gas firm BP PLC and Italian energy giant Eni, to explore and discover additional offshore natural gas fields. The winning companies have committed to unprecedented investments in natural gas exploration over the coming 3 years in the hope of discovering new natural gas reserves. The discoveries would strengthen Israel's energy security, international ties, lower costs of living, and provide energy support to accelerate the transition of the economy to renewable energy. Just so we know what liquid natural gas is used for, It is what heats up your home. To generate electricity, heat, and cooking fuel in home and businesses, as well as processed for plastics and other petrochemical products. I mean, this is fossil fuels. This is what makes this even worse, is where America fits into this whole conflict, because America has been backing up Israel in their carpet bombing of Gaza. Israel is our greatest ally. So we always have to be there for Israel, but it's a little bit more than that. We are assisting them in pushing these people out of the way to get to that gas and to get to those pipelines and to get that oil moving immediately. Like I've said before, the United States exported more liquefied natural gas than any other country in the first half of 2023. You know, they're still getting these numbers, so they're not done calculating the whole 2023. But yes, the United States is the largest exporter of natural gas. I've said this before. Why, when people say, oh, well, Joe Biden is drilling more gas, look at the numbers. He's getting more gas for us. You know, look at the numbers. And yeah, you'll see an increase in numbers that America is acquiring more gas or oil or, you know, liquid natural gas, fossil fuels, but we're also sending most of it away. We are the largest exporter of oil, of liquid natural gas, something you need in your home, and your heating is unaffordable right now. America has enough to give away to other people. So all of this whole situation, while conservatives are telling you Palestine is the new communist party and we have to stand with Israel, and at the end of the day, these evil people do not care. And this is what it's always been about. When I see people talk about the jihadis from the Middle East, all of the contention and confusion and anger that comes from over there, understand that our tax dollars have been involved in creating those same jihadis. We have funded the Mujahideen that's turned into the Taliban. We funded ISIS and more. At the end of the day, it's always been about oil. Netanyahu will get what he wants, and he will have his new Israel, and America will keep getting liquid natural gases to send to other countries and keep us America last. I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye.